And Ron, thank you so much for doing this. Seriously, it's a huge honor to have you on the radio show. I discovered you recently, and maybe a lot of people gonna discover that project, that amazing project. But for people that don't recognize you, who the hell are you?
That's a very good question. We're asking us every day, probably. We are Melonball. We're doing punk rock. We're from Germany, and we just actually started, yeah, a couple of years ago making music, and yeah, now we want to conquer the world.
Yeah. No, we're starting with releasing a single first, I would say. Yeah.
It's so cool. I love Germany. Mein Name ist Erik Bedach. Ich do not sprechen Deutsch. I tried to learn German actually in college. It was really tough, but I'm a huge fan of your country, of the culture, of the history you've been through, and music is amazing. I did some interview with German band, and you are all driven by that force. And you know, Germans are really intelligent, and I think that project it is. So it's pretty rad, you know, to have you on the show. I repeat myself, but Krish find you. We don't know how, but he want to release the record and everything. So how's the process of recording right now for Melonball?
Yeah, well, right now we're in the studio. We started last week with the drum tracks. Drum tracks are already finished. Next week we're going to meet with our producer to discuss guitars and bass guitars, and vocals will follow after guitars and bass guitars. We think maybe we have a master in May, maybe June, but
let's not make promises.
Let's not make plans and promises so far. But let's keep our fingers crossed.
Yes, we hope so. And yeah, as usual, I'm the last one to sing it. Yeah, we're very excited about how the sound is going to be, because we have already the pre-production, which is very cool. But yeah, as we saw with our first release of the single, having it done, yeah, by a professional, and then having the final mixing is a whole different story. So we're very excited about it.
That's pretty cool. You know, from what I heard, it's really interesting project. So for the single, the first single you released, did you went to studio? Is it the first time you go to studio with a producer?
It was the first time for us as this band, as Melonball, concerned Melonball, but it was not the first time for the musicians within the band.
Oh, cool.
Since all of our band members, they played in other bands before, they went to the studio, they released records, but we came together as Melonball, and this was the first production, professional production for us.
Wow, cool. It's such a good experience. As you mentioned, a lot of you been involved in the scenes for a long time. Before the pandemic, because of course everything went on off for 2 years, but before the pandemic, how was the scene in Germany, the punk scene?
Yeah, I think it's also a great scene as in whole Europe or in the whole world. I think I don't know if I experience any real German scene, like being also, for example, at Punk Rock Holiday and all these great festivals. I kind of have the feeling that there is a European scene, but also like the worldwide scene. Yeah, but of course there are very, very great bands also in Germany, and also to get even smaller in Bavaria or in our region. Yeah, I think you have it everywhere, and we love now maybe to be a little part of it too.
Yeah, and the internet has made it very easy to connect, whether you're in Germany, whether you're in Slovenia, whether you're in the US or in Australia. All the bands are, it feels like it's a whole worldwide punk rock family and scene, and that's pretty cool.
You're right. I think that internet is a tool. Some use it in really bad way and bring negativity. on the web, and we see that the comments are sometimes really awful. People throw their hate, but a lot of people understood that it's a good promoting tools. You can promote yourself, the band. I'm using it for the radio show. It really helped me out to reach band like you and make a lot of contacts. So I think, yeah, if you do like you said, you make a good use of it. There's something really great about it, and it's so cool because, yeah, I don't think 20 years ago something like this would be possible, that we can chat from Quebec to Germany.
Yeah, and even connecting with Chris. I mean, he's from California. How the hell would he ever discovered us?
Quoting,
Did you find them, Chris? That's the mystery.
we asked him, and quoting Chris, he has his ways.
Yeah.
Whatever that means, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's something magical about Chris. I don't know. Maybe because he worked in the movie, he has some contact that I'm not aware of, but it's cool. Yeah, I think that people, the punk rock fans, the punk rock community are looking for, new melodic punk rock band out there. And yeah, of course, we love the old one, the Lagwag and NoFX. But I think we're ready for some new stuff, new band taking over the scene and getting to be headliner of festival in a couple of years, because it's a wheel, and for many years it was the same name coming and coming again. It's cool, I love them, but I think that with the pandemic people got more time on their end and listening to way more music, so they discover a lot of band. I don't know if you felt that.
You want to take that question? Oh yeah. We had the opportunity to play at the small version of Punk Rock Holiday in 2021. And as you mentioned, the pandemic gave smaller bands a chance to play bigger venues. For instance, the Punk Rock Holiday people, they made that happen for bands, I would say, playing the smaller stage. They suddenly had the opportunity to play the main stage. Even smaller bands had the chance to play on the small stage. So there were many new names, and it was a big honor and a surprise for us to even play that festival, because I never thought that at the beginning of our band we can play this festival.
Yeah, but the feeling and everything about the festival was nearly the same. I mean, that's what you just said. It does not depend only on the huge names or on the bands that we all love for decades, but it's also a feeling. And even with the smaller, not so known bands, yeah, it was a killer festival. So that just shows that what you said is right, and everybody just seeks for new stuff, I think.
And all the people are supporting themselves, which is the greatest. Small bands are supporting other small bands, bigger bands supporting the smaller bands. It's just perfect.
Yeah, because in the 90s, we saw the explosion of punk, punk getting mainstream, and there was a lot of money involved, and the scene kind of clashed at the beginning of 2000, where emo came out for a couple of years and get thrown in the garbage again, because that's what major labels do. They just want to get something out of you. It's money, and then they throw you in the garbage. Now with the technology, we can do it on our own. We can record at our home and it sounds perfectly. We can, it's DIY. It's more DIY than ever in a way. And since there's not much money, I think that the scene is really cool, because it's not a fight. It's a unity thing now.
Everybody's in the same boat, I think, as you said. So yeah.
Totally.
So thank you for losing money in the name of music.
No problem.
No problem.
I mention it, for a lot of people in Quebec, what we think of the German scene, the German punk scene, is a lot about Weasel, because they went really big with Fat Record. But there's so much great stuff. I mean, you got band like Normal, which is, I think they were there at the first wave of punk. How is it for the band in Germany? Is there a possibility to get out of there? Like you said, the whole Europe, it's kind of connected. But is there a chance that band can travel around the US and Canada?
Well, we would wish to play shows in the US and in Canada, of course. I mean, that's a dream to fly over the ocean to play shows in the US, of course. If you want to invite us, we're happy to play. But I would say it's also very important to start at your local scene and the community, and that people get to know you. The circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and I think a band has to earn to play bigger shows, and bigger shows. But yeah, it's a dream.
Also, I think it's for every smaller band or for every band that just starts, I think the experience is the same, even if you start in California or if you start in Germany, Nuremberg, where we live.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the basics are the same. Like you have your small scene, and then you maybe play bigger shows, you get to know each other, and by having friends, and that's also the good thing with Chris, for example, he's in California and we consider ourselves friends now, kind of. And so yeah, that makes you all connected, and then some other bands invite you and you invite them back, and that's how it's done. I think not, as you said, the big record labels or somebody that has the huge plan for you and just says, oh, I'm gonna make you a star, let's do a worldwide tour. I think that's nothing that happens, and nothing that we even want, because then it has no soul and you haven't, as you said, earned it.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that was a tragedy of pop music, with The Voice or, TV show trying to create new celebrities or new big artists like that. It's like that. If you climbing the mountain goes so fast, it's just, you're going to fall as fast as you went up, So yeah, you're going to earn it. I think so. Like eating the road a lot.
Also, it's a huge like, maybe we forget it, but we can also say that we just do what we also love and like. I mean, we're not some musicians that do music what we think will sell good, or what a huge crowd would like to listen to, because if it would be, we wouldn't do punk rock, I think. I think we all
That's
agree
true.
on that.
That's true.
So we just do what we love, and I don't know, some people kind of like it, and that's also a good thing. But if not, we would continue doing whatever we would like to.
Yes, we would. But still, we get so much good feedback, which is crazy, because we're just 5 people. I mean, I'm a mediocre guitar player. I consider myself not a good musician, but still people come to me and say, that's a good song. Damn it, why? And I'm stoked. I can't believe this is happening, really.
Yeah, it's really, people, it's not the money that the paid is there. It's the comment that people and the love they give. And I always said to people, never be afraid to stop them and, share your emotion, your feeling through their music. It's really important for them.
Yeah, that's very true. I remember, can I say that in a radio show? I think so. We we said on social media that we're gonna release our first single, and then one of my absolute favorite bands in the world, which is FOD, they commented, "Oh, we can't wait for it," and I was like, "What? How do they even know that we exist?" Yeah, and I was so happy. I hope you don't feel embarrassed for me telling this story.
No, it's fine. But she jumped up and down in the living room. I can picture it now.
Right, they're from Belgium.
Yeah.
Crazy band. I love them. They got the best harmonic ever. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a great experience. Not experience. How do you say?
A great show. What do you?
Yes, it's a great experience seeing them live. It's a great influence.
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 Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Wow. Oh, so you see them live. Which one thing that I didn't?
Yeah, we saw them also at last year's punk rock camp.
Wow. This is so cool. I wish I could be there, and like I said, I have a huge love affair with Germany, and there's so much great festival that I want to attempt. But that's something on my to-do list, to go see you in Germany. And one crazy thing is that, you talk about FOD. They got signed on a Montreal area, not in Quebec City. I mean, Quebec City, Montreal is 3 hours from here, but he got signed on Thousand Island Records. It's crazy to think that, a label, a Canadian and Quebec label have signed that band. It's cool to see that punk rock had explodes, of course, in California and Sweden, but right now it's exploding in other country, other place. That's the beauty of punk rock, I think.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, when we started the band, we quickly agreed on what kind of punk rock approach we were heading towards, but there are some times when I think punk rock is such an outdated music, and we think nobody wants to listen to punk rock anymore. But the opposite happens. Suddenly, there are people all over the world saying, "Oh, punk rock, that's great!" And there's a new band, and there's a new band, and this is just amazing.
It's a beautiful scene. I think metal are the same. The people that get in the scene, they stick to it. It's a way of living. It's a family, and it's really important for a lot of fans. And most of us are 35 to 50, and we see now young kids getting into the scene. Because the force of punk rock is, first of all, is accepting that you are yourself and you don't have to play a game out there, try to be something else. You just have to be yourself and accept it. And punk rock is really the best way to express yourself. You can make mistakes. You can do it in any way you want. It's, I think that's the force of nature. That is punk rock.
That's true.
that's wonderfully said.
Yes, I can agree on that.
Yeah.
And it's also great. I mean, since people are so aware of all those things you just said, it's also a great way to transport even more messages. I mean, fast forward, it's a song about refugees. It's a great way to transport all that, the feelings, the anger you might have towards people who don't help refugees. I mean, they're dying on the ocean, and it seems that nobody does anything about it. So it's also a great way to transport all those feelings and getting the message out to people. That's also very important to us. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the spirit of punk rock was always, try to fight something that, it shouldn't exist. Those people don't have to live that. We're in 2022. We should do something for that. We can do that. We have the resource. We're, as a society, we have so much more technology to change a lot of things. But human is greedy, and that's a problem. But it's cool to see that, there's still band out there that are not afraid to speak their mind, because there's a lot. I remember when the Occupy thing happened in the US and around the world, people were getting out and tried to fight capitalism. And there was just a few bands that went out to say, oh, we support them, we're there behind them. I think people are really afraid now to speak their mind because they're afraid of being judged, or, if I do that, people will not go see me on shows or whatever. And I think it's a huge problem as a society because we don't know how to debate.
Yeah, that's totally true. But I also think we live in a time where everybody has to have an opinion. I mean, of course, you can also, punk rock is also about a party and having a good time, no question asked. But we're living in a time where you just have to have an opinion on things. Like, how do you really want to live your life only looking out for yourself, only having the least of problems that you might have? I don't know, it's hard for me to explain in English. To just not burn ground anywhere, but
Yeah.
This cannot happen anymore. Like you should have an opinion, and if not, then you should read about it until you have one. You know what I mean? Because there are so many informations out in this world. We live in a time where you can get any information you want. But so many people don't make something out of it. I think, yeah.
You're right. And a lot of people, they go see a comment on social media and they make their mind, through that simple comment that have no verification or no science base or whatever. And now you can read a lot of book about a lot of things. And yeah, I think like punk for me, it's just try to be smarter, by learning, and it's a huge weapon. And I love band like the Descendants or Bad Religions for throwing intelligence in the scene. Read a book.
Yeah, that's true. Or even just talking about stuff. I think
Yeah.
it's important. Also, when we're with the band and we're not playing but sitting at the table and drinking some beers, we would always like discuss things that goes through our minds. We're not only like getting wasted and don't care about anything. I mean, there are some evenings like that too, but in general, we just talk about things, because just with other opinions and yeah, just then you can make your mind.
You're right. You're right. Germany has a huge love affair with beers, and I'm a beer geek. I love my brewery beer. It's kind of a new thing here in Quebec because it's been going. It's getting stronger and stronger for the last 8 years, 10 years, but it's still new for us. But in Germany, it's something drinking, having not just Budweiser or whatever, Heineken or whatever. You have choice, and I think the punk rock scene and the microbrewery stuff, it's two scenes that have so much in common.
That's true. That's true. I mean, we live in a town as in Nuremberg. It's a city actually. How many beers? How many sorts of beers are here?
I think we have the most. How do you say it?
The highest density of breweries,
yes, in the world,
in the whole world.
I mean, that's something I'm particularly proud of, but some people are, I think.
We can agree on that it's delicious. For the most part, it's delicious. I mean, we have the highest density of breweries here, but we don't have the highest density of bands, which is kind of sad.
Oh, yeah.
We need more bands. We need more bands in Nuremberg, more bands in Bavaria. I mean, they're great bands. For instance, in Munich, you have Heathcliff, you have the Dead Ends.
Captain Asshole.
The Dead Ends are from Austria. Sorry, yeah. But in the south of Germany and in Austria. But we need more bands, more of them.
One of my favorite band of Germany, I actually did an interview with them. Just give me a minute. It's here. And I love that band. It's the Savants.
Ah, cool.
It's really cool. If you never heard of them, go check them. They're really original in their approach of playing punk rock. It's really not typical. There are some melodic punk rock, but I think they play with the Germanic culture and really like maybe more the folk scene, and it's really cool. I love that band. Yeah, I think we share the same, Quebec and Germany for the scene. It's the first time in Quebec City history that we have a scene that are recognized around the world, but it's slow. It's really, really slow process. But I think it's the same, the local scene, there's a lot of kids going to show. The bands are more good than ever. And we felt that there's something in the air. I don't know if I'm right, but I felt the same for the Germany scene.
Yeah, maybe it's like, I mean, when I first saw Mute for the first time of my life, I was totally stoked, for example.
Mute?
We're huge fans.
We're huge fans of Mute, really. I saw them several years ago. They played actually in our hometown because we have this DIY festival around here. It's called Konrad Fest, and we're also helpers and stuff like that. It's a DIY festival, as I said. And they invited Mute once. I think it's 10 years ago, maybe, or 8 maybe. They invited them, and then we saw them also at Punk Rock Holiday. Yeah.
Wow! Wow!
Band.
And everywhere we go, we tell people about Mute. Yeah. I mean, they're really, really, we really love them.
So surreal because they're friends. They're from my hometown. I know them since more than 15 years, I think. And that's what it took to them. It took 15 years to get some recognition around the world, and now they're touring Brazil and Europe and US. It's cool. They're really, really good band and really good human behind that.
Cool. That's very cool.
Next time you see them, say hi.
Yeah, please.
Will, and Etienne, the drummer, has the most beautiful blonde hair ever. Girls are freaking out on on his hair.
And a crazy voice. Everybody's like, how is he playing drums and singing like
Mhm.
that? I mean, he's not only singing, but like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a huge fan of Satanic Surfer, and I know Rodrigo came to Quebec often because he was friend with Newt and GFK. So yeah, I know he tried to follow his path of singing and drumming, which is pretty rare. There's like not just in the punk scene, in the whole fucking world of music, it's rare.
But maybe we can recommend you one. It's a band from Munich called Heathcliff. Have you heard of them?
Yes, yes, I heard of them.
And they're very great. Yeah, they're good friends of ours too. And yeah, we really love them.
Wow, yeah, and a lot of people here know them. They got some rotation on radio. I play them for a couple of years, so yeah, a lot of people know them. That's why we should like do something with our government to rent a plane that we bring German band in Quebec and we bring some Quebec band in Germany. That will be rad, and we fill the plane like 4 band, 5 band, whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe
that'd be
a
great.
shuttle, continuous shuttle, so we can have the bands from your place with our place, and then yeah, that would be great.
Or a twin festival.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I should start a punk rock airline. That would be cool. So with you're in the studio, you're recording the first records. How's gonna be the rest of the years for Melonball?
Yeah, we're actually very excited because we're hoping that we're going to play some more shows compared to the last 2 years. We have several shows upcoming, and then yeah, we would love to release some singles until the end of the year, maybe 3 or 4, and then hopefully, I don't know if we can say that already, but yeah, somewhere near next year, the beginning, hopefully, we're gonna release the album then. Yeah.
Early next year. Yeah. So, but we try to get to play and get as many shows as possible. Yeah, of course, releasing singles. Maybe there will be another music video. We will see that.
Also, we play 1 or 2 festivals, two festivals already, and yeah, several club shows. Yes.
So many things
I
are
think we're
planned.
busy also.
Yeah, we're busy.
That's cool because with the internet now, with the social media, you can play. You don't have to wait. The release of the records. You can release single. You can do a cover. You can release an EP or whatever. And it's pretty cool because I think band have to play with that because if you release the record in January and you tour in the summer, people will ask, so what happened with you guys? Oh, we released a record in January. Oh, that's a long time ago. Things are so fast now.
I mean, we have to write new material for shows because, as you just mentioned, the album is basically done. Yeah, we have the pre-production, songs are done, we play them live. We just have to record them. But in our heads, we can start writing a new album already. But it took us almost 2 years to write the first album, so we hopefully we'll be much faster this time. But
also, it's punk rock. Every song is just 2 minutes, so yeah. I think it's doable.
At least your timing was better than a couple of bands that were ready to release the record just before the pandemic, and then they have to wait, or they release the record, they didn't tour, they didn't have a release party. It kind of sucks. It was a big bummer for a lot of bands, and the other band were like, okay, we're gonna take the time and do another record. So they took the time and record some new songs or create new songs. And that's cool that you took the time for the project and that you didn't like have to wait and just like, oh damn it.
Yeah, but we also kind of waited because I think for over 1 year we wrote the songs and we were practicing for getting ready for live shows. And just when we wanted to start playing, then Corona hit us. So yes, we took our time to record or to make the pre-production and to prepare the recording for the record. But actually, yeah, we didn't have the chance to play that many shows yet. So that's something we definitely want to change this year, hopefully.
Yeah, I think the worst is behind. Maybe I'm naive, but I think that after 2 years, we've been in something I think that nobody were expecting, and it really changed the mentality. And everything's gonna change from now on. But I think it's gonna be there's gonna be a lot of positive stuff, and I think people gonna appreciate way more shows and maybe whine less about the band performance or whatever. Just being surrounded with people that share the same passion and just enjoying the music. And I think that, and I saw that a lot last year to the show that I attend. And yeah, I think it's going to be something really interesting to see. And there's going to be a huge boom in music. And I think you're going to be part of it with the records and everything. You're going to be surprised. I think so.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that.
Yeah, let's hope you're right.
And I'm sure Trish didn't warn you. You're stuck in a false contract that you never signed, that doesn't really exist, to come back as many times as you want. It's your show. We're doing it for Ben like you.
Thank you so much.
That means really a lot. And thank you for having us, for giving us the opportunity to be at your show. It's great.
Yeah, it was very, very great. Thank you very much. And let us know when you come to Germany for some festivals or shows.
And beer.
Yeah. Oh, I have to. I want to make a documentary about the German scene, but it's another project on the pile. But yeah, I'm a guy that do things that I say. So of course, I'm going to be in Germany as soon as I can. And, you know, you have such a beautiful scene. And I know you like I said, Germany is really intelligent. You spoke like mostly like 2, 3, 4 language, which here is pretty rare. Just 2 languages, it's pretty rare in Quebec. So yeah, there's a lot to learn about Germany, and it's an honor to share that. And we're gonna wait for you in Canada, and I'm sure we can make something happen. Krish know people, I know people, and like I said, it's always a matter of time.
Yeah, true.
What's the best way to directly encourage you? Is there any shirt, any merch right now, or people just have to go check you online and listen to the single?
Yeah, right now the best thing is to just listen to Fast Forward on loop, I think.
Yeah, or watching the video.
Watching the video on YouTube, checking our Bandcamp. Because, for example, with the merch, we're doing also the t-shirts DIY. We're just starting to make the prints, and we want to print them at our home. And
we have the machine right behind us.
We have the machine just right here. We're building it, and I really want to also do some stitches or something.
Yeah.
And we're kind of a DIY band because we also think that we just don't want to make shirts that are
not sustainable,
or that you just wear half a year and then you throw them away. But we really want to do something lovely, something sustainable, something also fair to the world as can be. I mean, we're trying, and so it takes a little bit more time, but yeah, I think in a couple of months there's going to be something. So just check us out on social media or Bandcamp or anywhere. Yeah.
But if you ever catch us on a live show, you'll get a sticker for free.
Wow, because that's the only thing we have.
That's the only thing we have.
And I will pay the beer.
Yes.
Some shooter, maybe. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, you know, people ask me, why are you still doing the radio show since more than 13 years? I'm doing it because of Ben like you. And, you know, people go check them now. I love that project. And they're definitely a band to see grow. And they're going to achieve a lot. And sky is the limit. And thank you for your time and generosity.
Thank you so much. And it was so lovely to be on your show. And
thank you.
All the best to you.
Thanks.
You.
Thank you.
We're going to do a huge special, and make sure I send all the details and link when I hear the interview. It's going to be in something like 3 weeks. and make sure I send all the details. We're not a podcast show. We're lucky we're live in the studio. CKRL 89.1 is a radio that's been living for 40 years. Imagine that, the first francophone station outside government. So we're lucky to have CKRL behind us, and of course we got the podcast available right after the show. So make sure I send all of that.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you.
So, till we met again, thank you for your time. And again, I repeat myself, if you can help the band, reach them, write them, listen to the song, learn the lyrics, and sing them live out loud. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very
very much.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.